Here I've got a mobile phone acting as the infotainment system in an electric Citigo, and if I fire up the Move and Fun app, we can see that there's an option for setting the maximum charging current in that app. Now it's possible to set something below maximum here and yet have maximum in the MySkoda app, and obviously if you've got two different apps trying to change the same function at the same time, then you're going to get confusing results. Anyway, back to the MySkoda app. So this is the MySkoda app, and it shows the battery is at 69% and that no plans have been set. So if we just have a look at the maximum grid load, we'll see that that is set to maximum. And if we now have a look at Move and Fun and go into the e-manager from the settings menu, have a look at charging immediately, then the maximum charge current is also set to maximum. So both apps have it set to maximum. So let's see what happens when we plug it in. So initially you can see 4 hours and 45 minutes, which looks as if it's going to slow charge. But after a while, something rather unusual happens in that it drops to 150. So it looks like it started charging at the lower rate, and then somehow the second 3.6 unit kicked in, and we're now down to 1 hour 50 minutes, which is about right. So let's just have a look at the display. This is from my smart meter. It's probably a little bit just under 7 because we've obviously got a bit of background, but it's a lot more than 3.6 anyway. Okay, so now I've reduced the maximum charging current to 5 amps on Move and Fun. So let's just see what's happened in the MySkoda app. So the MySkoda app is still showing it at maximum grid load. So if Move and Fun had inadvertently gone down to 5 amps, which it sometimes does, but you're only using the MySkoda app, you might think all was well and it should charge at the maximum rate. But okay, let's just see what happens now when we plug it in. So now it says 9 hours and 55 minutes. And if we have a look at the in-house display, oh, it's gone up to 10 hours and 10 minutes. And we can see it's not even at 3.6. So it would appear that in this case it's important to have the Move and Fun set to the maximum rate as well as the MySkoda app. And I'm very grateful to Jez on the forum who's pointed this out to us. Right, so there's two previous conditions with the maximum grid load set to maximum. Now let's set it to reduced and see what happens. So MySkoda is saying reduced grid load. Move and Fun is saying 5 amps. So let's plug it in and see what happens. And 9 hours 55. So perhaps not surprisingly, with both of them set to reduced, it's going to charge only slowly. And let's just have a look again, well below even 3.6. Right, so just for completeness, the final combination is reduced grid load on my Skoda, but maximum set on Move&Fun. So again, let's just see what happens when we plug it in. $440, so that looks to be about 3.6, I would say. Oh, and now it's dropped down to 150. So it would appear that the Move&Fun would appear to dominate, because that's set to maximum, despite the fact that this one is saying reduced, and it's charging at the higher rate. And just go back to the in-house display, and there we are again, probably a bit under 7 because of the background, but at the high rate. So it would appear that the Move&Fun app is the one that dominates, and it's important to set that one to maximum, and it doesn't seem to matter quite so much what you do on MySkoda. All very puzzling. So here's an interesting little feature in Move&Fun. If you go to Settings and then eManager, if you find that when you go on charging immediately, it's set to a low figure, in this case 5 amps, you might think if you set it to maximum, then it's at maximum. But if you go back in to charge immediately again, oh look, it's only managed 10 amps. So you set it to maximum again, and surely that must have fixed it. So we go in again, oh no, it's 13 amps, so do it again, and then finally it does say maximum. So you have to do it at least 3 times to get the maximum, and that fooled me for a bit. Okay, so let's explore a bit further the interaction between the MySkoda app and the Move&Fun app as it applies to the CityGo. So if I open the MySkoda app, and we'll just check in a moment that the maximum grid load has been set to reduced. So it's reduced there. So let's just have a look at the Move&Fun. So it's asking me to start the app, so we'll do that. So if it's reduced on the MySkoda app, we'd expect it to see something a bit below maximum on the Move&Fun app. So let's just see what happens. So if we go to Settings, eManager, charge immediately, but it's saying maximum. So the two programs don't appear to be syncing up properly in the vehicle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close the Move&Fun app, and we're going to go back to this MySkoda app, and we're going to set this one to maximum. Select it, and if we come out, so it's now in the process of saving that setting. So we'll just let that finish through, which will take a few moments. Right, so that's worked. So if we come out of the app and then go in again, just to make doubly sure that that setting really has stuck and we are on maximum on MySkoda. And there we are, maximum grid load is indeed set to maximum. So let's go back to Move and Fun, and of course we would now expect, it was maximum before, so we'd expect it to be at maximum still. So let's just go in and see what's happening. Settings, e-manager, charge immediately, and lo and behold, it's actually changed it from maximum down to the minimum. So by changing MySkoda from reduced to max, it actually caused Move and Fun to go from max to min, which doesn't seem to make any sense at all. So this might be one of the reasons why people are having problem low charging, because each time they go to MySkoda and set it to max thinking they're doing the right thing, it's actually causing another part of the Skoda software suite to set it to the minimum. So what you obviously have to do is to set both to max and then keep coming out of the app and reopening it again to make sure both of them are actually saying max. So if we go up to maximum, and interestingly this time it didn't need 3 goes, I don't think. Let's go back, charge immediately. There we go. Now on the previous video it went up in several steps, but now it's gone straight to maximum. So if we now go to MySkoda, which is at max, so we'll close that one, close that app altogether, and we'll close Move and Fun altogether. So now if we go back in, what will they say? So okay, so we'll go to Move and Fun. While we're doing that, we'll just open up the MySkoda app as well. So back to Move and Fun, settings, e-manager, charge immediately, that's at maximum. MySkoda app, maximum. Right, so I'm now going to start the MySkoda app on my phone, and if we have a look at the maximum grid load, it's set to reduced. So if we go back and have a look at a plan, and have a look at plan 2, and look, the maximum charge current is actually at max. So within the app itself, it seems to be completely incapable of maintaining a consistent position. So let's just see what happens when I plug it in. Right, so I'll now plug it in and we'll see what happens. So I just need to override the plan so it charges immediately, and 6 hours down to 220, which is at the higher rate. And if we just have a look at the in-house display, will it go up any higher? Yeah, so just about 7, a little bit less obviously with the background consumption. So at least it is charging at the higher rate under these conditions.